Um, Episode 135. I did want to talk about something else. I heard something yesterday that fucking stopped me in my tracks. Speaking of 30 days of health, and you guys that are podcast listeners as of late, know that I've lived in LA for almost 10 years now. I'm not from here. I'm from Maryland. I'm from a small town in Maryland that is not quite suburban and not quite rural. Some farmland and some suburban neighborhoods. There's some people there who are generations deep in the crab industry, and there's people there who just moved there and work at some cushy job in Washington, D.C. So it's like it's a rednecky town, but people aren't fucking 5 years behind. Let's put it that way. I'm also old, so times have changed. Times have changed. We have the Food Network now. Everybody knows a lot about fancy shit. Homophobia is frowned upon. I say that because when and where I was raised, I almost feel like I was raised in a naturally homophobic environment. Like people said words such as I don't even want to say it, but you can think of words yourself. But people said these words like it was nothing. There was no such thing as like a gay student union at my high school. That wouldn't have been a thing. They couldn't do that. They probably have protests by the parents. I only say this to say I was raised in a different time. I was raised in a different place. People were not as accepting, and people, there was 400 people in my graduating class. If you had done a poll, how many of you, if you had said as you picked up the diploma, have you ever tried sushi? You might get 2 people, maybe 2 out of 400. That shit was looked at, that you might as well be eating. It was looked at as some foreign weird shit from where I'm from. It's hard to explain. It's just different than Los Angeles. If you had asked all the males that graduated from my high school, if you had asked them right after they graduated, have you ever done yoga before? And will you ever do yoga? They would say, no, they haven't. B, is that even something that Americans can do? C, that's gay. D, that sounds like, I don't know, everything that you could imagine. It would just, that shit is, my point is I've been in LA 10 years and I'm slowly becoming more and more LA. I do yoga all the time. Try to stay fit. I think about what I eat. I try to eat healthy. I say all this to say the next step, I don't even know why I mentioned all the gay and homophobia stuff. I don't know why I mentioned that. I was just thinking about that the other day, how fucking homophobic, like I was raised in a homophobic environment. We played a game. I mean, everybody had this. There was a game called Smear the Queer. I've talked about that on the podcast before. A childhood game called Smear the Queer. You had a football and 10 kids, and whoever had the football, you tried to tackle them as hard as you possibly could. And once they got tackled, they threw the ball away, and somebody else grabbed it. And whoever got the ball, the angry mob would violently attack them. And the name of the game was Smear the Queer. And you would tell, somebody's dad would be like, where you going, son? Oh, we're going to go play Smear the Queer. Oh, okay, cool. Make sure you're like not too close to the road. I never thought that there was anything wrong with that. I don't even know if I knew what the word queer was really meant. And maybe the game is so old that when it was invented, the word queer actually meant like strange. That's odd. That's strange. That's queer, because that's what the word queer actually initially meant. Even then, it's like if the person is odd or strange, you're supposed to tackle them violently. Get the different guy. But I was saying recently that in order to make the full transition to like LA fruitcake, I would have to become a vegan. That's the next step. That's the step. That's like the final, like picture like a werewolf transformation. This is like the last bit of hair that fucking grows real fast under a full moon. The last bit of hair, which would probably be chest or maybe even beard is first. One of the first steps in werewolf transformation is facial hair. I think the last one is when your knuckles actually, the hair grows 3 inches out of your knuckles in half a second. That level of transformation into full-on LA sissy boy is becoming a vegan. That's what I had said before. I know a lot of vegans out here. I dine with vegans and I try vegan food. I have no problem with it. And I've even got to the point where, due to the fact that I live with a vegan, who, by the way, gets a little self-righteous about it sometimes, Davey. But, when you live with a vegan, they make comments here and there about how that fucking chicken that you're eating actually used to walk around and shit. Every once in a while, you do look at the chicken differently. That said, I don't see that happening, bro. My favorite food in the world is barbecue chicken. Me not eating that and just throwing like barbecue sauce on cauliflower instead, it's just not going to happen. There's a certain level of old dog, new tricks that just can't be overturned. You know what I'm saying? But I was saying that was the final level of the werewolf transformation. I was saying that, but it's not. It's not, because I discovered something the other day that was a step beyond that. A step beyond doing yoga every day, meditating here and there, jogging in Runyon Canyon, being a vegan, spreading your vegan. You know what? Actually, the ultimate is Scientologist. But that's a different level. That's a religious level. That's a whole. That's almost its own circle in the Venn diagram of LAism. Wow. Its own circle in the Venn diagram of LAism is Scientology. That's not even in the same circle I'm talking about. That circle can intersect and turn you into the ultimate stereotype, the California stereotype that people talk about in Facebook comments. But in the same one is this. I learned that there's this LA person that has a dog. Little awesome little dog. I know the dog. But the dog is on Prozac. The dog. I'm still waiting for more info. Still waiting for more information on this story. What's up, squirrel? Man, my squirrels in my backyard are so cool, man. These fucking fat fuck squirrels that I always talk about. They just eat trash and oranges, and they're just fat, and they're just like, they just give mating calls. They're just fucking, it's like hedonism out here, man. They just fucking eat fruit and goodies. I don't think they really have any predators. Do squirrels in Sherman Oaks, California even have predators? Maybe like here and there, a coyote or a crow or something, a bald eagle? I have no fucking idea, but I feel like in my backyard, they ain't really getting eaten up. Ain't pouring a lot of acorns out for their dead homie squirrels. Let's put it that way. So I haven't gotten the full story yet. I don't know what happened in order to get this prescription. I'm picturing the dog laying back on a little doggy couch, barking to some fucking dog whisperer guy. What's he going to say? He came from a broken home? Almost every dog comes from a broken home. The mom has 10 kids, and then they give away the kids. Should every dog be on Prozac? How did they know this little fucking dog needed Prozac? The dog was depressed? He needs antidepressants or anti-anxiety? He's anxious? Oh my God, what am I going to do? Oh my God. He sent me the bone. Should I get the bone now? Oh my God, what am I going to do? I gotta poop. I gotta pee. What am I gonna do? How is Prozac gonna help a dog? I feel like Prozac can only hurt a dog. And come to think of it, the dog does pee and shit inside sometimes. I don't think that's because it needs more Prozac. It's probably because the Prozac made it so lethargic that the dog's just like, fuck it, man. I don't even know who I am anymore. I piss and shit anywhere. Am I a human, a dog, a fucking homeless man? Because I don't piss in the toilet. I don't shit in the grass. I just shit and piss wherever I am. I have no identity as a dog or as a person. What am I? Who am I? What's my name? Rename me. Doesn't even bark anymore. I don't know, man. My point is that's the real level. That's beyond any yoga, beyond any sushi dinner, beyond any veganism, is having a little fucking dog that's prescribed Prozac. Fucking putting those Vittles and Alpo or whatever in his bowl, and you gotta put a little antidepressant pill in there. That's fucking weird. Prozac is an antidepressant, right?